Well, hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, everywhere. There's going to be a portion of this shooting out to the world, be it on YouTube, Instagram, wherever. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. Hopefully, you all had and survived Valentine's Day. I know Valentine's Day is not everybody's cup of tea, and those single people that hate to see all the kissy pictures and all the lovey-dove stuff that everybody posts on their Valentine's Day posts and crap like that. I totally get it. I was one of those people that never liked to do that type of stuff myself. And but hopefully you survived. Hopefully you made it through and didn't have to look at too many of them kissy kissy little lovey-dove stuff out there. What up, Dennis? Welcome to the broadcast booth. Did you survive Valentine's Day, buddy? That's the question. Did you survive? We'll see who our regular guests are that show up today. But we did get some cool stuff for Valentine's Day, and we'll be going over some of those items here. We did get some haunted items from she got it for me. Good morning, Mr. Casey. Did you survive Valentine's Day? I think you did. You sent me a message yesterday that I did not get to respond to, and I apologize for that. All right. So, we were just talking about, hopefully you survive Valentine's Day and all the lovey posts out there that were being posted by people on a regular basis. So, we're going to start with the big one. I got kissed so hard yesterday. So hard. The monster, ginormous 12 ounces of Hershey Kiss. That's how hard I got kissed yesterday. Bum, bum, bum. This thing is as big as my head. Look at that thing. Well, it's a little bit smaller than my head. All right. So that's one thing that she got me. That happens on a cheat day meal right there. The other coolio thing that she got was this one right here from 1998, I believe. Yes. 20th Century Fox Films Corporation. All rights reserved by the McFarlane Toy Company. Back when they were basically just first starting out, back in the 90s. Whenever they started getting all the licenses to all the cool kid stuff, you know? Well, thank you. This is my design. This is one of my paintings for my Ozzy. This is Ozzy Osbourne. I have another one as well back there in the back of the room. I'll pull both of those out for you to look at, Danielle. And so this was very cool what she got me for the X Files. I'm a big X Files fanatic. And she thought long and hard. It's got Mulder, Scully, and an attack alien inside. All three in one. Bum, bum, bum. Right there. Goes in my action figure collection. You can also get a bunch of different albums. Let's see what we can get here. Put it in some light. Album featuring music from today's hottest stars and Score album by Mark Snow. Available on Elektra CDs and cassettes. So there you go. You can also get the soundtracks and everything else. But right there, she did great with this one. It is still sealed in box. Yeah, the box is still has seen better days. It is a little ripped up here in the corner, right here and right here, and the cellophane has detached from the box in here itself. But everything is still in mint condition right there, except for the box. The box has been around a hot minute since 1998. Does anybody look this good from 1998? I'll wait. So that's a couple items that we got. Now, like I said before you got here, Casey, we introduced a couple of more haunted items into the house. Or we hope they are anyway. I can't remember the exact name of the place that she got them from. Don't forget to like, share, and follow as you get here. But they came with instructions. You all get to meet Maribel. Maribel here supposedly is a haunted doll. At night, she hums what appears to be a lullaby and inches closer when no one is looking. If she's ignored, the room turns cold. She just wants to be remembered. Greetings from the USS Iwo Jima. Very cool. That's very awesome. Maribel is a sad spirit that just wants attention. So there you go. This is Maribel. She is supposedly a haunted doll that was bought off of eBay from a haunted collector piece. So we'll see how true to form that really is. I'm going to try and peel this off without destroying the paper and the lore. The paper and the lore. Which is sometimes very difficult to do than you think. So Maribel gets a place up there with our other haunted item, Mr. Diego. And we're hoping that the one that I picked up from Savers is also haunted, but we're not 100% sure on that one yet. And then the coup de grace of what she picked up. Are you ready? Of course, I remember The Lone Gunman. I have it on DVD. You hear that? This is your Dybbuk box, sealed in wax. It has something inside. We're assuming that it could be like a rosary chain or something like that inside there. But I'm looking. They did seal it all the way around. So the Dybbuk box. The Dybbuk. I found it at an estate sale that shouldn't have existed. No address, no sign, just a folding table in a darkened room, and this box sitting alone like it had been waiting. The seller refused to explain where it came from. She only said, "Don't open it. It already knows your name." When I picked it up, something inside shifted, slow and deliberate, like a breath being adjusted. It makes itself known at night. First come the sounds, a faint scratching, as if fingernails are testing the wood from inside, followed by a soft tap, 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 that never keeps a rhythm long enough to feel human. Sometimes it whispers, layers of voices stacked too close together, murmuring prayers backward, syllables wet and unfinished. Whatever it contains inside loves to make itself known. Good luck. So we'll see if we get anything tap, tap, tapping and the scratch, scratch, scratching. But they will be going up with my other haunted item. Like I said, Mr. Diego, right up top. You can kind of see him peeking out right there. Right there. That's his little. That's his little face you see right there. Right there, next to the one that I'm working on. So that's a few of the things that I got for Valentine's Day. Dun, dun, dun. Don't forget these shirts. All that goody good stuff. I'm not going to talk about them right here. But Danielle, if you want one, you can talk to me at any point in time if you're still here. And I'll probably just send you a message about it later on because that's what I do. So hopefully you all did survive Valentine's Day. I did. I didn't see as many lovey-dove posts as I was figuring I would have seen yesterday, but again, I wasn't on social media that much yesterday. Um, we ended up watching a bunch of movies like My Bloody Valentine, the remake, not the original. We watched Bone Lake, which was decent. It's a good psychological thriller. Bone Lake out there. It's on a lot of people's horror movie list. It's not really a horror; it's more of a psychological thriller than it is a horror. But it's actually pretty intriguing. It's a long movie, um, but it's worth the watch. What else did we watch? Oh, Hard Eyes. Hard Eyes was a good one. It put a twist on the whole serial killer genre type. And I've seen that twist before, but it was very good, well done movie. So watch Hard Eyes if you want. Those were three of the Valentine's Day movies that we watched yesterday, um, and they were all really good. Of course, I'd seen My Bloody Valentine, both versions, the original and the remake, several different times. So can't go wrong with either of those during Valentine's Day, if you're into horror and things of that nature. But if you're not into horror and you watched your typical Notebook and shit like that, I'm sorry. You know, you're not as cool as the rest of the kids. All right, for those of you that are here right now, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I didn't think I was going to do this, but I decided to. So there's this character that I'm just finding out about, and her name is the Harley Who Laughs. Basically, the Harley Quinn Who Laughs. Basically, based off of the Batman Who Laughs that they created back in 2018, 2017, somewhere in that range for the Black Metal series in DC Comics. Well, this is another maniacal character that they created. I don't know what she is a mix up of when it comes to the characters yet. I don't know. So don't ask me. I just know that she's a pretty cool character, and there's a lot of cool 3D sculpts out there of her. And this is one of my designs right now in pencil form, right here, of the Harley Who Laughs. Inks will be dropping next, which will define a lot of different things in there, and you'll be able to see a lot cooler things happening, with her as we move along. But I'm going to do multiples of this one because I'm intrigued by the character itself. Um, very very different, and it includes like the absolute Batman stuff as well, that they're killing it with on DC right now. And it's just very interesting to see all of the just the cool stuff out there, um, that they're creating right now when it comes to new comic books and new things like that. So I'm intrigued by this character. So I don't know when her first appearance dropped and all that good stuff. So it's of course stuff that I will have to go back and find, but of course it's going to be one of those that everybody's wanting, and so it's going to be an astronomical price, just like Absolute Batman right now. It's a ridiculous amount to try and buy that comic book right now, and I'm not in the market for that. I would love to have one, the first edition, first print, and all that good stuff. But, since I missed the boat on that of ordering it when it first came out, now I'm going to have to, either shell out the price or wait till it drops in price, which right now it continues to soar and skyrocket in price. And that happens with comic books periodically, just like it did with Spawn #1 when it came out in '92. It skyrocketed up to like 300 to 400 bucks. Good morning, love, or Tammy, however you want to say it. Good morning. Are you getting ready for work? And well, hold on. Today is Saturday, isn't it? Or Sunday. You're not getting ready for work. You should be having a lazy day after Valentine's Day. Did you have a good Valentine's Day, love? That's the question. And so, just like Spawn in the '90s, it skyrocketed to over $300 an issue, and then people started flooding it back into the market, which dropped the price dramatically down to like $30 a shot. You know, so eventually that's what's going to happen to this Batman, the Ultimate Batman, or Absolute Batman. But we're going to have to wait and see when that happens. Because right now, just to try and find one right now, you're looking at about 150 to 180 bucks, on just a single issue of the new comic that just came out not too long ago. And again, I missed the boat on it because I didn't know it was happening, because I'm not in the 100% know of what is happening now in comics. But if you ask me anything about some older comics, I'm all about it. I've got 30 long boxes in here of comic books. Um, a ton of comic books in here. Some that I'm getting ready to start sorting through and going through and getting rid of, just like these back here that I've got sitting right here. Good morning. Mr. Roy Joe finally woke up. Holy shit. Got out of his Miracle Whip lather dream, and here he is. He's already missed some of the cool stuff that we've talked about this morning, and we're not going to recap. He can go back and watch the show. But with that being said, actually, I want to do a social experiment. Hold on just a second. We're going to do something kind of cool, kind of unique, kind of crazy. Since we do have those items, I got to move some shit out the way. Since we do have this item here. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, Roy, this is a Dybbuk box. It is sealed. It has danger inside. So we're going to set this up right here. Boom, just like that. We're going to get my ghost kit. You see where this is going, don't you? You see where this is going, don't you? Get out of my way. Get out of my way, Cletus. Which one is it in? Is it in the... No. Yes. I can't find the zipper, and I gotta pee. All right, so, dun dun dun, cat ball, right there on top of the Dybbuk box. So if anything shifts inside this box, we're gonna know it. We're all gonna know it. And I'll probably do some EVPs with it and things like that. Because see, I can, and nothing's setting that off. Okay. So if this goes off, we'll know something's inside. So Dybbuk box, if you're active, make yourself known. That is all we ask. I'm not going to touch the desk. I'm not going to do anything like that. So, and I'll probably do the same thing with her, with Maribel. Maribel is, my room has not gotten colder, so she's not ignored. Um, and she has somebody to talk to if Diego is truly haunted up there. Right there. Right there. Then she's got somebody to talk to on a regular basis. And she's kind of looking at him right now from her angle, her vantage point. So again, if anything goes off in this box, Roy, you'll have to go back and watch the video on everything that we've talked about so far. And so comic books today can become astronomical in a heartbeat. It depends on how popular the artist is. It depends on all this kind of stuff. Just like the Gleason covers to the Amazing Spider-Mans. They did like three different runs on it on that particular issue, and I can't remember which one it is, but I have all three of them, red, white, and blue. Because the first Gleason cover started going for like $300 to $400 right off the bat, and I was lucky enough to find one quickly enough before it got to that price point. I think I spent like $25 on mine, something like that. And then I was able to get the second and third print, which was the red, white, and blue. Yes. Uh-huh. See, that's what happens when you show up late to a party. You've already missed all the good shit. Nah, you haven't missed a lot of good shit. You missed a lot of shit, but you missed a artwork reveal. You missed some of the Valentine's Day stuff that I got. Um, did you survive Valentine's Day? Apparently you did, because you're here with us. How did your basketball team do last night? I didn't even check. I saw that your other basketball team, OU Sooners, beat Georgia, so that was good. Georgia was supposed to win that one, but Oklahoma did. Congratulations to your team there. Um, let's see. I am in the process of getting this place cleaned up. We did bring home another rescue pig that it already has a home, as long as we can get her to stop this nippy stuff that she's got going on because of the what happened to her. I'm not going to go into details with the situation, but we do have a rescue pig here at the house. Her name is Daisy, and she is going to take a little bit of work uh, to get her out of her nippy stage, her little bit of anger, but it's understandable. And the Sooners are my team, sir. Cool. I'm glad to hear that, Roy. Congratulations, buddy. You're finally getting on board with the right stuff. Oh, how cute. They beat another high school team. Congratulations. Your barbecue. Your barbecue won 88 to 75. Aw. Go barbecue. Go barbecue. Woo! Now is it honey barbecue, regular barbecue, or spicy barbecue? See, mine would be a spicy, hot and spicy barbecue. Because that's the only thing a pig is good for. You know, unless you have them as a pet, and then they're cool. Until they're really whiny and bitchy and all that good stuff, which happens a lot, especially when they get hungry. Go Oklahoma Sooners! Yes, Roy. Finally, good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. I like your style, man. Spider Man. Yeah, I was talking about Spider Man with the Gleason covers, especially the white one, which was the first print, which skyrocketed. I mean, right off the bat. And it was very. The thing was, it was just spider web in his head is what it was done up. And Gleason has done a lot of these covers. He's very intriguing artist when it comes to this type of thing. He's using a lot of negative space, so you're getting the black, the white, the contrast in the two, and then all they did was take and change the color of the web that created his face, his mask and all that stuff. So yeah, that was, and I've been a Spider-Man fan, but not like a huge Spider-Man fan. That's why I've got this little Hot Wheels, or not Hot Wheels, but this little car right here, Mr. Spider-Man. Does it tell me when he was made? 1990. So this was probably based off of the animated series that came out around the same time, right there. So that's my little eight wheeled. If you get it, you get it. Eight wheeled car. Because how many legs does a spider have? The arachnid have. So, yeah, so they gave it eight wheels instead of, your typical four wheels or even a six-wheel vehicle. They gave it eight wheels um, to coincide with the spider. So, a lot of cool stuff I'm getting ready to do. So, yes, I'm getting sidetracked from some of my commission pieces that I'm working on, but I'm having fun with art again. There was a time that it wasn't so much fun, you know, um, that it was just like, okay, it's got to get done. This might rouse some people, but I'm a big 12 and Kansas Jayhawk fan. To each their own. They do really well in basketball until they don't. Now, when it comes to football, they suck. I think, yeah, last year they didn't have a very good record, right? When it came to football. But basketball, they're usually number one, coming out of the gate. If it's not Duke, it's them. If it's not Creighton, it's them. If it's not, Gonzaga, it's them. So, yeah, they usually kill it in basketball. So you're good. You're in the right place. I mean, we were Big 12 until we jumped to the SEC so that we could beat the Hogs again. Uh, since they jumped ship after getting their ass beat by OU so much. Um, Back in the 60s and 70s that they had to jump ship to another conference so that they could try to find some winning ways. You know, they won one championship back in what was that, Roy? 64, I believe. That's your only championship ever and you have one. So congratulations, you have one. You're like a lot of teams that only have one Super Bowl win too. So that means you're a lot better than teams that have zero Super Bowl wins. So there you go. See, your team is doing good already. Roy, I love you, man. All right, so lots of stuff is happening. I'm having fun with art again. That's why, hence the shirts, the Aussie shirts. It's something that was in the works for a while, and I finally got them painted up and done. They are now in shirt form. I've got to get the other one um, digitized and colorized properly, and I'm redoing the colors on this one just a little bit because I didn't like the way it turned out originally the first time, which is this shirt right here plus the hoodie I've got sitting back here. So the next round of shirts will be a little bit different. The coloring will be a little bit different on it and things of that nature. So just know that if you do make an order right there. Plus, I'm having a problem. I'm having a big problem. Now that I've been working out, my sleeves ain't fitting right. Right in here. Um, and I guess that's a good problem to have. I don't know. Because yeah, I noticed some of my shirts were really, really tight in the sleeves, and it's just like, oh, this is going to be an issue. So it's either going to be sleeveless shirts pretty soon, or find something that has a wider berth when it comes to the sleeve itself. And I see that a lot with you know people that work out, and they're either wearing the sleeveless shirts, tank tops, or they just let this portion just go crazy on their biceps and stuff. So that's the problem that I'm having right now. Is I need to find a shirt that accommodates the workout regime now. So it's not a bad problem. It's just a problem because most of my shirts are your typical Walmart shirt, and then these shirts are pretty nice Gildan shirts, but I need to see if they've got something that has a little bit different sleeve on it from now on, for mine anyway. Now the typical normal person that doesn't work out or just whatever, that doesn't have to worry about that. That's it's a great shirt to have. But I can't remember what shirt it was I had on just yesterday or the day before. I noticed it really defined because it was hugging my biceps here. Not so much these. These are actually pretty comfy right now, but we're not done working out either. you know, um, which is eating right, working out, and all that good stuff. So we've got we've got a lot of growing to do. You know, and whenever you're lifting the right way, you you feel it everywhere. We worked out super hard on, what was that, Thursday, and I'm still feeling it today. And yes, Roy, yours is sitting right there. You'll get yours. We might actually drop yours off today after we get done with the gym, because we can drop that off after the gym, which will probably be around 2 to 2:30, somewhere in that range, probably through closer to 3 o'clock. And then we've got to come and align her car. So we got her car back together. We got all the right tools finally, and um, to get it taken apart, which was kind of nice. But putting it all back together, all that good stuff. It was late. We had to feed. We were done working with the car because we worked on it for a good 3.5 hours just to get those lowers off. Roy, you said something derogatory, or somebody did, and it got filtered. So retype what you put in a nicer way, in a nicer tone, because TikTok does not like your tone. Me, I don't give a shit. You can type whatever you want, but apparently it's going to get filtered. So, um, just like normal. And so it took us probably about longer than we wanted. It took us 3 or 4 hours to work on her car, to get those lower control arms off. And now, once we got it back together, now we've got to realign it. And so that's what we're going to be doing today after the gym. So after we drop off your shirt, we're going straight back here and aligning her vehicle so that she can drive herself to work. So I'm not driving her to work. That's why I was a little bit late this morning coming on, because I did drive her to work, but then I had to use the bathroom, you know, like Roy's doing right now while he's watching the show. He's taking a big poo. Well, luckily, we don't have smell-o-vision like they do on Willy Wonka, because that would be disgusting. I got the mayo toots. I got the mayo toots. Ooh, Miracle Whip is running through my system. See, Roy, you should have got a hoodie while you were at it, too. Am not, sir. I am not taking a poo. But yeah, these would be very cool, especially on those colder days. Right there. Dun, dun, dun. But no, I do have 2 boxes of comics sitting back here that I'm going through and seeing if there's any interest in the comic books inside. They're older comics from the 70s, the Bronze Age of the golden or the Bronze Age era of the comic book world, which they have all kinds, the silver, the gold, the bronze, and the modern day curriculum. Um, and then you get back into the pulp, actually, earlier than all of that. So, which the pulp books are fun to find out in the wild as well, just because they're cool book, they're cool comic books to have, because they're not technically a comic book, they're digest size, which means they are about this big as opposed to this big, you know. So I've got one around here somewhere. I do have an old digest style, but I don't know where it is right off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, no, I am getting this situated up here, which means some of the stuff that was up on top of the fridge is no longer going to be there. I am going to put a nail on the bottom of this now that it's dry. I'm going to seal that with some clear coat as well, which I have down here at my feet. And that way it'll be nice and shiny and protected even more. Um, and then I'm going to be putting uh, pictures back up there, paintings and things like that. We can have, artwork in the background again, besides just Mr. Psychotic Button here checking us out, and then the demon over here, right there, that is painted on the box itself. 2 of the pieces that I did right there. So those will have some cool paintings back up there again. And hopefully they don't get thrown off the wall like Dexter did the last time it was on the fridge, and which was caught on video on 2 different cameras. So you could see that I didn't touch it, and the spirits were angry that day. So I'm hoping Mr. Dybbuk Box here, Dybbuk Box, gives us a little example of its power by shifting in the box. Because the only way this is going to work is if this gets touched, it will go off. Okay? So I'm waiting for anything to happen right there. I mean, I guess I could put one on her too and see what happens. I'll go ahead and do that too. But you guys won't be able to see that because I'm putting her down here. I like my little ghost hunting kit. Oh, isn't it cute? It needs some stuff on it. It needs some ghosties on it. Okay. So, number 2, I'm placing it right on her chest. And we'll know if anything goes off with her, too. You guys won't, but I will. Because I'm looking at it right now. And it's flashing, 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 flashing. Okay, it's off. All right. So, both of them are off. Not touching anything that they're correlated with, meaning I'm not touching the plastic storage container right here that has the 3 drawers in it, and then the desk right here. So I'm not touching either of those. So if either one of these go off, I will let you know. Well, you'll be able to see the Dybbuk Box one. Now the doll one you won't. Now Maribel is the new doll, the haunted new doll. that Audrey got me for Valentine's Day. She got it off of eBay. It came from a haunted collector. There is haunted in the name of the collector that she bought it from. She was kind of disappointed in them. I think they're kind of cool, and I'm hoping that there's some cool stuff that happens with them. The Dybbuk box, albeit will never be opened, so it is completely sealed in wax, as you can see by this right here. I'm not going to touch it, but it is completely sealed all the way around, including the back side. And then Maribel, is her name, and she is supposedly a haunted doll. That is a sad doll that just wants attention. Um, I wish it was a little bit more of a creepy factor for her, to be honest. But I mean, I see why she's sad. She's in a bunch of leather, so that stuff's hot as fuck. Um, so she's got leather shoes, she's got a leather jacket on, she's got a leather skirt, she's got a leather hat. I can understand why you're miserable, why you're sad. That's some hot stuff. And I have decided, and we talked about it just the other day, and I know I'm all over the place right now, that I am going to try and find a doll maker uh, that does doll outfits and see if they can recreate the Ace Frehley outfit, um, all three pieces, the body piece and the two. Um, okay, hers just went off. Maribel's just went off. Literally, I'm dead serious. Hers just went off right there, and I wasn't. Oh damn it! It just went off. So Maribel, if you're happy that we're talking about you, go ahead and set that ball off again. Because that was kind of cool. I didn't touch a thing. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. She just set it off again. She just set it off again. So Maribel, she is active. That is very cool. All right. So Maribel, let's do it again. If you're happy that we're talking about you, go ahead and light up that ball again. The one that's on your chest. And it's okay. You can light it off. Everybody just wants to see. Everybody just wants to see, what's happening. Because you set it off twice. Can you set it off a third time for us? You're talking to the world here, Maribel. So you got a whole audience. Are you happy that you have a whole audience, or are you scared? We'll see if she sets it off again. Are you going to set it off? No? Are you thirsty? You want a drink? You're not going to set it off again until I set the camera down? Okay. She's apparently not going to set it off until I put the camera down. I'm going to set the camera down. Okay, Maribel. Are you going to set the ball off again? Now that the camera's down. No, you're not going to set it off. Okay, she did set it off twice. You saw it. Hopefully, you guys saw that flash in the last time. And I hadn't touched anything. The cycling of the refrigerator's been going off and it hasn't set it off. And she set it off twice. So, and even me doing that, beating the ground, doesn't set it off. So she literally set it off twice. Maribel, you can use all the electronics to suck in some energy and set the ball off because you're sitting right next to a power source on that hard drive right there, which you can draw the energy from because it's on a constant power. So you can set that ball off at any point in time. Any point in time you want to. So the Divic box has not been active, period. Okay. Maribel, on the other hand, has been twice now. So we do have potentially a true haunted item in the house because I don't even think Diego has set off one of these yet, which I haven't asked. Maybe we should put them both side by side and see if they get into a, a war with each other because that's kind of cool. Most people would be running out the door right now. I get that. But I live in a haunted house. I don't give a shit. This is just one more haunted item to come into the house and enjoy the other spirits that are here right now. You know, I don't know the full story behind the doll, behind Maribel, other than her name. Other than what you read when I read the whole lore of her. So, Maribel, if you want to set that off again, please do. Would you like an audience? Because I can switch you guys out. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put her up here. So, you see how sensitive that is. I'm going to move the Dybbuk box over here. I'm going to put this back on top of the Dybbuk box. I'm going to pick up Maribel's. You see how sensitive it is? I'm going to lay Maribel right here. We're going to put the ball back on her chest right there. Both of them, the Dybbuk box is off. We'll see if hers goes off. Oh, look, you guys are giving her hearts. Thank you, Casey. We're at 29.6 thousand likes. Puts us in the popular live category. And we are talking about the paranormal right now. Maribel here is the newest haunted doll to come into the house as of not just yesterday, but a few days before. And she's already set this cat ball off twice. Now, we didn't get it on film except for the second time when it was already going off. So hopefully, right here, right now, she can set it off for us, you know, because she does want the attention. That is according to what the lore says of um, the piece, the lore piece here. And I am moving, and you can see I'm touching stuff on the desk, and nothing's happening. I'm getting rid of this piece of tape on the Dybbuk box one because I'm not gonna try and rip it apart like I did Maribel's lore, right there. So the Dybbuk box, which is over there, not going off. Maribel has set hers off twice. So Maribel, do you like being here? Yes or no? Is your name truly Maribel? Just set that ball off. It says she hums a lullaby at night, which I haven't heard yet. She'll inch closer to you if you aren't watching, which she's in full sight, so she can't inch anywhere. And she didn't inch closer to me when she was up there in the bookcase up there. The room turns cold if she's ignored, so she's definitely not ignored, and she just wants to be remembered. Well, she's being remembered here. She's a sad spirit that just wants attention, is what it says. That's the lore that we have from the haunted place where she bought these. So hopefully she'll set that cat ball off again. As you can see, nothing. Okay. And yes, we're going crazy. I am great. How are you? We're talking to Maribel here. So say hi, Maribel. Maribel, do you enjoy being viewed? There's the question. I know you want the attention. Do you enjoy being viewed? Just set the cat ball off. It's a yes or no. Yes, with the cat ball going off, or no, just leave it as is. What's your controversial question? Because we don't talk about politics or religion here. So, okay, cool. What you got? That's not a stupid question, and it's not a controversial question either. Because I mean, the age difference is only 12 years, which a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, there's a 12 years age gap. Oh my god." No, don't. Age gap is not a thing. Um, and it's not stupid. They're in the Navy, but exactly, love has no bounds. Exactly, because they look at the cougar and the young guy that's in his 20s or 30s and they're in their 70s or whatever, 60s and 50s and all that stuff, and then they're with a 20-year-old and it's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this." It's whatever you want to make it. Now, if somebody's 30 to 40 years old and they're with a 17 or 18-year-old, there's an issue. I draw the line there, okay? Um, but no, at that age difference, that's not a big deal. That's not a big age difference at all. Um, and that's not a stupid question. That's not a controversial situation. It's just if that's what you two are into and you guys enjoy each other, so be it. Make it happen. You know, the biggest part is going to be if they're deployed a lot, the distance. You know, because I was deployed for 17 months to Afghanistan in my first marriage, and that put a hardship on the family. You know, that's what I was thinking, but my mom yells at me saying I'm fucking stupid and immature. No, you're not. And neither is the other person on the other end. Because if you guys enjoy each other's company, if you guys make each other laugh, you know, um, and you're happy together, let it be. You know, the age difference is not a big thing because I know couples that are have a 20 age gap, in their relationship. You know, yes, it's a long time. He's 2 months, no contact right now in a submarine. Yeah, that sucks. That's the hard part. Knowing that they're in a submarine and they can't have communication with the outside world until they surface. Okay, see that's cool. I mean, as long as you feel secure and safe in that relationship, then that's what it needs to be. And they have to feel the same way. They have to have that security in it that things aren't going to happen while they're gone on a deployment, and you have to have the same side of it as well. You know, you have to have that same security and safety that they're not going to fuck up while they're away for those deployments. Um, because unfortunately, and I'm not trying to put a seed in anybody's head, but I saw it happen a lot while I was deployed, um, and it's not cool, you know. And but as long as you guys are happy and you're secure in it, you know, we will see where it goes. He works, eats, games, and sleeps. See, there you go. That's all you can ask for. I mean, as long as you're happy and he makes you happy, then go for it. The age gap is not a big deal at all. Period. Now, again, if it was like a 20 to 25-year age gap, it's a little bit different, but not by much. Because again, if you guys are in love and you enjoy the company of the other person, so be it. Let it happen. Have fun with it. And if eventually it just fizzles out, then it fizzles out and you guys go your separate ways, you know. But hopefully you guys can keep that flame lit and continue on. Favorite 90s TV show, X Files. Hands down, 100% X Files. Right there. This was one of my Valentine's Day presents, X Files. I have Fight the Future, all that stuff sitting right back here. I've got every DVD from the Lone Gunman to the conspiracy theories to the actual all 9 original DVDs before they did 10 and 11. Don't forget about those two. Plus Millennium spinoff. Plus there was one more spinoff because I did the Lone Gunman, and that lasted only a short bit. Um, so I've got all of those on DVD. X Files is my ultimate favorite. Buffy was a good one. I watched it and Angel because of Sarah Michelle Gellar. Who would, right? Not to mention I've got the I Want to Believe poster right around the corner by where I used to sit, right over there. All right, you as well. You go back to sleep and enjoy your day. Hopefully you had a great Valentine's Day. So, but yes, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was good, and I hear that they're trying to reboot with a younger Slayer crowd, and have Sarah Michelle Gellar come back to reprise the role as Buffy as a basically an instructor, basically. Um, I got you. Well, you're not single if you're with the Navy guy. So see, you're not single. So unless you guys just aren't together right this moment, other than the distance, you know. So, but no, I get that. Yes, yes, absolutely, 100%. She was taken way too soon. Um, as many have been here lately. So, well, sorta. We are situationship, but being friends for a bit because just left married. I got you. No, I mean the same way with my girlfriend and I. It was a year after I got my last divorce, my second divorce, which was 2022. We've been together for a short bit since that divorce, and it's had its ups and downs, like most relationships do. So I get what you're saying, and so you got to heal. You got to heal first. So don't forget to like, share, and follow. And if you want to know when I go live, you can hit the bell icon and in my profile, and it'll let you know when I go live and when I post. So, which is my artwork, and I post other stuff too. Yeah, it's hard, but I'll be okay. We can do hard things, y'all. Of course, absolutely. It's the hardships that, like it says in Batman, it's not how we fall, but it's how we get up from that fall. You know, and so that's where you're at right now. You have fallen, now you're getting back up and fighting through what has been. So I've been through 2 divorces, so I'm a pro at divorce. So, if you need any advice, just hit me up. Uh, and Same. This is my second one. Well, see, there you go. You're a pro at it too. And the girlfriend and I have already talked about it. We're not getting married. Neither one of us want a marriage, and all that goody good stuff. So that works out in both of our favors. And so we'll see where it goes. First guy still lives with parents. Ouch. And you were married to this person, and you lived with the parents as well. See, as soon as I got married, I lived with my under my parents' rule for a little bit, and then I broke away. Of course, I was 19 with my first marriage, and the girlfriend was 18, wife at the time, 18. And as soon as I was able to find a place, I was out. I dipped. Yep. We lived with them for a bit, then alone, then back parents. He's Mexican. I get you. He thinks they can't live without him. I don't know. No, I get that. But there's a lot of people that are like that, that still live in mommy's basement. Um, and that's horrible. Number one, especially when you bring a wife into the situation or a husband into the situation, vice versa, because it's not always the male that lives in mommy's basement. Sometimes it's the female. Just like my second ex-wife, who lived with her mother after her first divorce, up until we got married in 2010. From 98 to 2010, she lived with her mother. Um, So that was not a good turn of events. Um, and so I get where you're coming from, 100%. So we have a lot of in commons. And yeah, I don't know your age and all. Oh well, no, you already told us your age. You're in your 30s, right? Or he's in his 30s and you're in your 20s. I don't know, whichever one it was. It's back in there. I'll look it up. I'm living with mom for 6 months and a year while I get financially. No, that's understandable. No, I get that. I'm chronically ill, so working is hard, but doing it. I'm 32. He's 20. Yeah, there we go. I knew it was one of the two. And and so with your illness, that plays a role into a lot of things too. Um, I'm hoping it's not limiting you on what you can do, but it very well possibly could. You know, and that's where you need to look at disability and all that stuff, depending on what you can do with that note. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being chronically ill because I know a lot of people that are chronically ill that still work. So I can push through it. It just kills me. LOL. And that's kudos to you because there's a lot of people that are like, I just can't. I'm gonna be at home and I don't want to do this or that, and they let that illness define who they are. But then there's people that push through what they're going through, and it's a testament to them. And I know several people like that. There's several people on this show that are like that push through, you know. And yeah, helplessness for real. I need to push for my 12-year-old. So see, there you go. And you've got that no quit attitude, so that's a good thing. And you're gonna go far, you know. Hopefully they can figure out what they can do for you medically wise. I don't know what your conditions are. You don't have to tell us what your conditions are. But hopefully they can find a soft remedy, if that makes any sense, to make it easier on you instead of having to push through the pain and all that good stuff. Um, because I know that they're coming out with all kinds of stuff on a regular basis right now that are helping people out. Just like apparently they were talking about China has a potential cure for cancer, right at this moment. Um, so we'll see on that note, you know, since China is the place where a lot of diseases have come from, uh, COVID, and that's why it's got a patent number. Uh, yeah, look it up. Look up all the diseases that have a patent number. You'll be surprised. Yours is autoimmune. Okay. Okay. I want to say that there is a medication for that. I'd have to look it up, but I think there is a medication for that, which I'm surprised that your doctors don't have you on. Because just like with lupus and things like that, there is a medication to ease the symptoms of lupus. It doesn't cure lupus, but it eases the symptoms thereof. And so I'm thinking there could be a medication for the autoimmune system out there that could help you out to where you're not in chronic pain. You know, exactly, absolutely. And so do some research on that because I'm pretty sure that there is something for that, and there could be a natural remedy for it too, in some kind of an herb or a medicine out there as well. That's what I try to do. I try to find more of the holistic side of the stuff before I go and be like, "Hey, doc, I need," you know. And if I can find a holistic side of medicine that's out there, I'll take that first. It's just like dandelion roots or um, what was that weed, Casey? That tall weed that we were talking about that looks like dandelion, milkweed almost. You talk about it all the time, and I think I've got it in my yard. Thank you for talking with me. You're very kind. Well, I mean, the world needs a little more kindness. Yeah, we talk about paranormal. We talk about yes, wild lettuce. That's the one. And the world needs more kindness in it, not just the kind bar. Um, and because there's way too much hate in the world as it is, and it's real easy to be kind to people. And I get it. Some people don't deserve kindness, 100%. Um, just like I could choose not to be kind to my ex-wife because she turned my children against me after the divorce. I haven't talked to my kids in what, 4 years now since the divorce in 2022 because of whatever she told them I did. Um, and they believed her over me. So, you know, and I've got two girls out there. One is 23 now, and the other one is going to be 39 soon. So, you know, again, they haven't talked to me since the divorce, and I still send them messages on a regular basis, and I get no response. So, that's how it is. They believed whatever she told them, and that was the God's gospel truth, whatever she told them, and they cut me off 100%. Um, had my oldest daughter had me blocked on Facebook, like my youngest does now, on all social media, I would never have known my oldest daughter was engaged. You know, but I probably won't be the person walking her down the aisle. It'll probably be her stepfather. You know, all those goody good things. So life is life. You either let it drag you down, or you buck up, find solutions, and move forward. Um, and just let's just be real. In 2009, you know, um, 2008, 2009, 2010, you don't know my story. But in 2008, my sister was killed by a drunk driver. In 2009, my son was killed by an ATV accident. And then in 2010, my grandfather passed away of, old age, but he was a father figure to me. So I had 3 years of one after another of passings, you know. And it probably will. I mean, like they say, karma is real. So that's a 3 year stretch that I would not wish upon anybody, you know. And in 2009 was my lowest point. I could have become one of the statistics, of 22 a day. If you know military, 22 pass a day, which I believe it's actually more than that. Take their own life a day. From the military side because they don't know how to readjust once they come back to the civilian side. And so that's why I have on my recording that goes out to Facebook and YouTube the prevention hotline 988 up there. And my son didn't take his own life, but I could have been that statistic, you know, because for a solid year, I thought about it. That's how much pain I was in for a full year after his passing. And so I, for one, had to think about the other people out there, my two girls that no longer talk to me now. And, because they were still present. And then my nephew, who we had raised after my sister's passing in 2008 by the drunk driver, we raised him up in the household as their brother, cousin, basically. And so we had two boys in the house, two girls in the house at the time. And then once we started getting a divorce, he went and moved in with his godmother, which turned into a nightmare. But he's doing okay now. He's in the Air Force and he's loving it, getting to do a ton of good, cool stuff, search and rescue, and doing all kinds of rappelling and halo jumps and all kinds of cool stuff. He's living life. And I appreciate that. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here too. And so the pain never goes away with it all. You just cope with it all differently. And that's how we need to look at things going on in our bodies that are changing, like your immune efficiency or your immunity, autoimmune system thing. It's how we cope with it and what we can learn from it and what we can learn to take for it to ease it up. The pain is never going to go away. Absolutely not. And so we have to find what is a remedy to ease what we're doing, what we've got. And that's me talking about the situation of my son. I can replay the entire event as it unfolded to this day. And that happened back in 2009. And, the one of my sergeants that was in the room with me, because we were trainers and we were in Texas at the time, and he had to finish the phone call with the doctors or with the hospital. So, nope, I'm always in pain, but I use work to distract me too. I work with autistic kiddos. See, there you go. That's awesome. My youngest daughter, who just graduated college, um, is autistic as well. She's not, I wouldn't say full autistic, and I think sometimes that's just a categorization that they give people, just like ADHD and ADD and all that good stuff. Um, and I know those are all real, and they give medication for that stuff on a regular basis. Um, but my daughter being autistic, youngest daughter, again, who just graduated college, um, she's fine. She has her moments of things, but don't we all? And so that's cool that you're working with kiddos with autistic, you know, things going on in their life. Like I saw a shirt at Walmart just yesterday that said "Celebrate the differences." You we all have our differences, and we all have ways that we can cope with our differences. You know, and just like I said, be kind. Kindness can be spread easily. Because I could be a dick and not talk to you. I could be a dick and not talk to anybody and just talk about what's going on right here, right now. But no, this is what the show is about. It's about talking to different people about their situations. Just like you said, it was a controversial situation, which is not a controversial situation. Now, in some circles, it can be, especially with the age gap, in there. But it's not that big of a deal. And then we got into, you know, you have an illness that you live with on a regular basis. So, that's what the show is about. It's not just about the horror, the sci-fi, the comic books, the comic book artwork. It's about real life stuff, you know. Sometimes the show can get heavy. Sometimes it can get a little deeper than some people enjoy, but exactly. A lot of people look at it as a horror movie. Oh my god, get the pitchfork and the flames and the torches and let's go burn it down. All that good stuff. But no. No, that's not a big age. That's not a big age gap. So you guys are fine. So, I mean, aren't you the one robbing the cradle? The same thing could be said about my mother. There's a 5-year age gap in there, so she robbed the cradle a little bit with that one. You know, so don't let people's opinions weigh on you. He's my baby for real, but I'm his little one. As long as you guys aren't changing each other's diapers, I think we're good. You know, at least not right now. Now later on, if you guys are still together when you're up in your age of like 80s and 90s, and he's changing your diaper and you're changing his at the same time, hey, more power to you. You know, I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous. Well, that's cool. I'm not ambidextrous at all. Now, I do a lot of things with this hand that I don't with this hand. This is my prominent hand. That's why I have the glove on it because this is my art glove. There is no arthritis or anything like that. This is just what keeps the pencil from being smudged. Now, I can use the drill, all that good stuff with this hand. I can use the drill and all that stuff with this hand. I can use the saw with this hand. But when it comes to drawing and writing, this is like a foreign entity right here. Yeah, let's go. Not into adult baby diaper stuff. No thanks. So that's not your kink fetish. Okay, good. Yes. These jokes are just not as funny if you have to explain them. No, I'm just a little. I get that. No, Monty really wishes he was Michael Jackson. Absolutely. I'd love to have that money. Give me a tenth of Michael Jackson's fortune. I'll wear the shiny glove and go hee hee, all that good stuff. I can do some moonwalking. I ain't afraid of that. I can't dance, but exactly. Why procrastinate when you can do it tomorrow? Absolutely. For real. You got it. Give this man some money. Well, you can. Right here. I have a lot of stuff that can be taken, you know, as far as artwork goes. And I can't say too much on that because I'll get a restriction, all that good shit. Um, but you can find this type of stuff, you know. Just got to talk to me about it. I got a ton of stuff. I got 3 portfolios worth of artwork down at my feet right now that needs to be in somebody else's wall, you know. And I've got all kinds of artwork. So if you want to see any of it, just hit me up. We'll talk and we'll go from there. Or I can do a custom piece, just like I'm doing with this one right here. This is a custom piece that I'm working on right now. This is Mr. Witch Stitch, Witch Stitch right here. And this is a commission that I'm working on right now. It's not completely finished. It's getting close. It has the background to go. And then, of course, this is a painting right here. Well, I mean, if you want to hang somebody up, I mean, you are talking about being the little and all that good stuff. So there could be some hanging involved. I don't know. And if you're into horror, I mean, do what's good for your walls. Let me show you the other painting real fast. This one's number 2 in the line, right there. So that's the other painting right there. And then you're already looking at this one on my shirt. But both of them right there. So this one will be in shirt form next. No, sorry. This one will be in shirt form next. Right here. And hoodies and all that good stuff. And that's just a small portion. I've got Chester Bennington back there too. Hey, stick people make a lot of money out there, actually, when it comes to cartoons and things like that. So, um, don't don't think you're not talented. So, and you work with kids, so you're working with stick figures on a regular basis. You can tell a whole story with that stuff. So, hey, kudos to you. You're talented as well. There's a lot of talent on this page right now from people watching and people not commenting as well. We have musicians here. We've got artists here. We've got people that love their Miracle Whip paintings. We have that's an inside joke with another participant who could potentially not be here right now. I mean, Roy could be here. I don't know. Let's up. Yep, I can draw Peppa the Pig. See, there you go. Peppa the You could become the next Peppa the Pig artist. Right there. You never know. It could be 100% you that we're talking to as a famous person right now. See, I'm a voice actor. I've been in a few movies, some local films from local producers that I know, movie producers. I do voice acting right now for a Power Rangers fan fiction right now. Not funny, Monty, sir. He's got these nice Miracle Whip paintings all over his wall next to where he sits. He's always dabbling with the Miracle Whip. Okay, for real, bedtime again. I'll catch you on another live. Take it easy. We go live every other day, and we usually try to hit 4:12 a.m. every day. So, and there's Roy. Yes, 100%. No problem. And I appreciate you being here, checking us out, and talking with us, and letting us know a little bit about your life. And you can ask any questions here. It's a safe space, and if people don't like what you ask, they can fuck off. All right. So take it easy, and you have a good night and get some Z's. Catch some of them Z's because we're about to probably end the show anyway. I hear some aminals kicking around behind me. Yes, I homestead as well. So, but hopefully you all survived Valentine's Day. Hopefully you all had a great time. Hopefully you're having a great morning so far. And I know some people are going to go back to bed. Hence, probably 3 of you that I know that are on the live right now. And don't forget to like, share, and follow. Hit that little bell button on my profile, and you'll know when I go live or post something new. But with that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Love you all. And don't forget to tell people that you love them because tomorrow is not promised to anybody. 988 if you need it, or hit me up in my DMs because I will talk to anybody about anything, anytime. You all have a great time. And as I like to say, as I leave you guys, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.